Good morning, folks, and welcome to another episode. And today I am in the Maxus ED7 or ED7. This is quite a chunky van. We personally would want an L1H1, which is the smallest kind of a transit custom size. This is an L2H1, so it's a bit longer. Is massive, and the frontal area itself is very big, so too big for what we want, but nevertheless it's good to do a test. Currently showing a range of 267 miles on 100%. It's got quite a short day today. I'm just local Derby, Swaddling Coat, round that sort of area, but I've got it for a full week, so looking to see what it can do, and hopefully at the end of it we'll be ordering one of these. So let's get going. Please remember to check out our other videos and click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you get notifications each time we upload another video. Right, folks, I have done 23.2 miles and I've got remaining 252 miles range, which is pretty good. It's quite a slow drive up here and only like 20 miles, so yeah, driving nicely. I've just got to a customer's for my first job, so I'm going to crack on with this and then I'll give you a look around the van. And before I do that, I'm going to polish my boots because you can't rock up at customers with boots that look like that. So I've just done an end of warranty on that Model 3 there. Needs a couple of camber arms, knuckles, a few other bits and bobs. Let me show you the van. It's an absolute tank. It's huge, look at the size of it. Oh, my phone's ringing. Let me get around. So yeah, it's an absolute tank in size. I'll just give you a quick look on the inside. It is a demo, and fortunately this demo came with some racking in it, which I wasn't expecting, but that just meant we could get our compressor, air lines and all our stuff in here. You might remember a video I did before where I was driving the Maxus ED3 and I literally had everything just laid out across the floor. It was a real mess, not very good, especially from a customer perspective, but at least turning up with this, it looks half professional, although nothing's where I'd have it. This racking's totally no good for what we need, but it is still racking. It's got a nice floor, hard-wearing floor with anti-slip. It's got that at the back as well, so I think these are options. And then if I look on the top of the van, you can see it's got ladder racks, and then at the back there it's got a roller. Oh, it's trying to trip over. It's got a roller there for and a ladder there for climbing up, which is obviously, as a man, you just want to climb up, and then you put your ladders on there. So yeah, all good. Trying to do this and not fall over. But yeah, so far quite impressed with it. I now think I'm off to Derby to do my my next job. Let's give you a quick look in the front actually. There we go, there's the front. It drives really well. I wasn't sure about it in the first 15 minutes, half an hour. I thought, no, not really a fan. But actually, I picked it up on Friday, it's now Monday, and yeah, quite impressed by it. So the front's not the most aesthetically pleasing, if you like, but we've come from MG5, so coming from an MG5 into this, it's no biggie. A few people did say to us, why not the ID Buzz? And the ID, but for a couple of reasons. One, this has got better range, bigger battery, the space in the back, the floor's really high on the Buzz, and also the bulkhead really encroaches into that space. Well, it makes it quite small, whereas this, the bulkhead's quite flat, so you've got a nice big area. Right, folks, so my second job got cancelled at very short notice, so I'm back on my driveway. That is the distance that I've driven, so 42.6 miles, and I'm showing an available range of 216. Again, it's a bit of guesswork on the battery. What, 85 do you reckon? Thereabouts. When you're plugged in and charging, it does show you the percentage or state of charge on the screen, but that's the only place. I could do with it really being in here, but it's kind of not the best. There's not really much information on anything, to be honest. It's pretty basic. I don't know if they've done that on purpose, but I would like a bit more information, and I would like that to be in miles per kilowatt hour instead of, you know, 30 odd kilowatt hours per 100 miles. It's just easier to read. But anyway, the van's parked up now until tomorrow, so I'll get it plugged in and charged on the solar because it's a nice sunny day. So that'll be a freebie. I'll see you in the morning. So 2.4 kilowatts coming off the roof, 2.2 going into the van. Fingers crossed by the end of today that would have topped it back up to 100%. That'd be nice. Morning folks. Okay, this morning we are off to Oxford. Journey of 76.5 miles, going to take an hour and a half. I'm booked in for 10 and just now it is 10 to 8. If I come across there, that's wrong. That says 10 to 7, it's actually 10 to 8. Now the mileage there, we're at 100%. It seems to be capped out at 267 miles, which I don't think changes. So that's the most we're going to see. But let's see what we get today. All round we should be about 150 to 200 with my second job as well. So all right, let's go to Oxford. Right folks, I'm here in Oxford, been here for a little while, doing this Mercedes EQB. It's just in for a standard service, so nothing major. I'm just in the other side at the moment trying to put the pollen filter in. The one that's coming out is a paper pollen filter, and the one we've got to go back in is a carbon filter, and it doesn't quite have the flexibility, so it's quite awkward to put in, but just working my way around that now. There's the van. Could have charged it, but not charging it because I want to see what it can do. So I've just dumped it on the guy's drive and cracking on. I'll go through some figures when I finish this job on the way to my second job. All right, see you in a little while. All right, folks, so we are, let's turn the radio down. We are finished here in Witney, and we are now traveling to Milton Keynes, which is about an hour and 10 minutes away. That's just the reset after the start, and if you look there you can see that's actually since yesterday as well. So I've done about 80 miles today, and that's yesterday's mileage on top, so 117. I've no idea what we're at on the battery. We're gonna say 70%, I reckon. So but we're averaging 33.2 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, so 66.5 kilowatt hours for 200 miles. What's that leaving me? It's leaving me 11 kilowatt hours at 3. I reckon 230 range probably is accurate in this weather, but we'll see. Now then, unfortunately we have a speed limiter fitted. Now it says 120 kilometers an hour. The bad news is it's not 120, it's about 63 miles an hour. The problem is when you're on the limiter, I get a little emblem come up here that says lim, and it bleeps at you continuously, which is really annoying. That's as fast as I can go, and then it's on the limiter, and then it just keeps bonging and bonging and bonging. And they obviously don't want people, you know, tearing around in it, so that's fine. So I'm having to sit at 62 miles an hour, so that efficiency is probably going to get worse as my speed increases. I like to drive at 70. A couple of other things here. The Apple CarPlay is really nice. It covers that whole screen. It works really well. I've not had any problems with that, which is nice because the MG is generally sketchy unless you use a wireless device, which tends to make it better. Couple of things though, when you get in, first thing, scroll down there, turn off that speed limit and the lane follow assist, disable, scroll back up, and then you could, if you've got your phone line in, which I haven't at the moment, you just press Apple CarPlay and it's instant. So the software is much better, but them two things just bong at you constantly, and the speed limit prompt there, it's in kilometers, so the van will recognize that it's a 50-mile-an-hour limit, but it will think it's 50 kilometers an hour, and 50 kilometers an hour equates to about 30 miles an hour, and before you know it, it's bonging at you when you're way under the speed limit. So again, that's not the best, but I think it's just that this is on an early software version. So good news is though, it remembers what mode you left it in. So if you're in eco or normal, and I drive in normal, it stays in normal. And if you've got the auto hold on, it remembers that just stays on constantly. I haven't had to touch that once. This model's got a heated steering wheel, 3-stage electric seats on both sides, I think. Is it both sides? I might be wrong about that. I'll come back to you on that one. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I potentially am wrong. 3-stage heated seats on this side, electric mirrors, heated mirrors, and you're probably not going to be able to see this, but oh, you can there. It's got an automatically heating front screen, which is very useful. Anyway, I'll stop talking and let's get on to Milton Keynes. All right, folks, see that pole point? I've just done a Tesla major, end of warranty, brake strip and all that business. Just there. The guy didn't really want me videoing at his house, so no problem there. I've done 158.4 miles since yesterday. So I've done about 118. I think I did 40 yesterday. So and averaged 34 miles per kilowatt, 34 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. So 340 watt hours per mile. That's just under 3 miles per kilowatt hour, if my maths is right. Maybe 2.9, 2.8. So not bad for a big old bus. Going back now to Leicestershire, which is probably about another 45 miles. We'll see what we get back with. So 3 hours and 1 minute, 332, so what's that, 330, that's 3 miles per kilowatt hour, about bob on the nose, just slightly under. 121 miles, and take your guesses at what state of charge we've got. I'm going to say 44.5. I can charge here, so I'm going to swap some vehicles around. I'll get plugged in and we'll see what it is. All right, folks, if I just let that turn round, all right, 44%. So that is not bad at all. It just keeps flicking between these two screens. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to get on with this Aria. So 44%, 120 miles, good stuff. So that's where we're at. Kind of really liking this van. It's so versatile. I've said it before, the racking's no good for us. I mean, this shelving unit here, they're just too close together, and they're quite dark and they're quite deep. So you're putting tools in there and you just can't see what you're going for. Whereas the design of having sort of slide out drawers is much better, because you just slide it out, you grab what you want, and it's easy to see when something isn't back in its place. So if you leave something under a bonnet, we've all done it, something lying on the side of the road, before you get to that point, you know it's not in the right place, and this racking doesn't really allow you to do it. So we'll definitely get our own designer racking in the back. But so far, yeah, quite enjoying it. Got these cracking air jacks here, which are amazing. Really good for, well, not having to carry massive jacks. Got 20 meters there of airline. This is normally in the back of my MG, and then a compressor tucked away down there, and that just makes life so much easier. just done a few jobs on this Tesla Model 3 here, and fortunately the guy had a pod point charger. He's away, he's in Greece, but he allowed me to plug in. He turned his charger on for me, so I plugged in while I was here. So I've been on charge for about an hour and a half, so probably had about another 10 kilowatt hours. So I've done quite well today. I've had 20 kilowatt hours off our customers, which is quite useful. One of the real problems I'm having with the van is I don't often have the space to get it onto the customer's driveway. So yeah, that can be a problem, but hey ho, I suppose that's just one of the side effects of having a van, but we definitely need more space, so it's got to happen. I've got a journey of 51.6 miles to go. I'm just covering up my address so no weirdos come and knock on my front door. 51.6 miles to go. It's taking me down the toll road. I'm not running late, so I'm probably going to avoid that. It's expensive anyway in a car. I think it was 14 quid in this, which is absolutely obscene. So I'm going to try avoiding it because that's just too much money to use the toll road. Morning folks, it is Thursday and I am off to Melton Mowbray, so not far. I only charged the van last night to about 85%, just a bit of guesswork because obviously we haven't got a percentage displayed. Got about 35 miles to go, should be there for about 9:15. So yeah, van's averaging 33 kilowatt hours per 100 miles at the moment, and over the average, since I reset the trip, we've done 474.5 miles, and it's averaged 34.1 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, which isn't bad in the grand scheme of things for efficiency. So anyway, see you guys in Melton Mowbray. All right folks, about halfway through now. Just doing this Model Y. I did the Model X. I'm just running a coolant purge on this because in service mode, the autopilot computer temperature was 68 degrees, and that is very, very hot. It's supposed to be 35 to 45. So yeah, that's where we're at. One thing that I haven't touched on with the van is currently I charge my Milwaukee kit with this, and that's just a 12 volt. That's a big old battery that runs the compressor, which is over there. But you can get, I think they call it a Gravex EPTO, which is a 5 kilowatt electric power takeoff feed that goes somewhere under the bonnet. And then it can be wired into the back, which would be perfect for us because a main supply in the back, you just get better performance out of main supplied electrical equipment. So a compressor, for example, will perform better than a battery powered one, and it's cheaper to buy than a battery powered one. However, that's very versatile. I can whip it out and walk off with it and take it anywhere, so that's got its pros. But yeah, that's something that I'm looking into. I can't really find any information on it. This hasn't got it, but should we buy one, we absolutely will put it on. I'm just not sure. It's under, I've told it was under the bonnet. How are you going to get it from there into the back? Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with the Model Y, and hopefully I'll be quick and out of here and on my way home. Okay folks, I'm home, just there. We've done 553.2 miles, average 27 miles an hour, which I'm not sure how I've done that, and we're doing 343 watt hours per mile, which is a bit high, but I was only working in Mountain Mowbray today, the other side of Leicester, and driven it probably much harder than I normally would have done. But still, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And tomorrow it goes back. So that'll be the end of our time with the Maxus, but we're over in Birmingham tomorrow. And then we'll make a decision on whether or not we're going to buy one of these and have a real good look at how good it's been. So, right guys, see you in the morning.
Good morning folks, today is Friday. It's currently 2 minutes to 8 and our first job is in Redditch. We've got I think we've got a Tesla. It's been a week of Tesla this week. Major service, brake strip and traction and battery state health check, and then we're up to Tamworth, and then Tamworth back down into the centre of Birmingham to the Maxus dealer where we'll be dropping the van off.
So total mileage 553.2. We've averaged 34.3 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, or 343 watt hours per mile, which is not bad in my opinion. I definitely feel like the 88 kilowatt hour battery would just give this a little bit more range. Well, it would definitely give it more range, but just to make things a little bit more comfortable. So I'm going to say by the end of play today, we should be over 600 miles, and that's a good test for me.
Folks, I forgot to get my camera out and have a look at the mileage. I keep forgetting. I'm just here doing this Model Y, just done this HEPA. Going to be here for about 2 hours. Again, van's doing what it needs to do. Everything's working as it should. Blake's made me a coffee, can't really tell you much else. I think it's about 35 miles to get here. And it was slow going because 50 mile an hour down on the M42, and it took me a bit of a weird way, which is a bit convoluted and quite slow really. But yeah, I'll from here, when that's finished, we'll be going up to Tamworth and then back down into Birmingham to drop the van off. So nearly done, but yeah, going okay.
I finished with that Model Y. Good condition, just needs a couple of camber arms, couple of knuckle bushes, door seal. Let's just have a look here, see what we've done. We've done 592.4. I think it's a little bit more than that. I don't think I reset it bang on when I left the dealer, but by the by, 600 miles. We're now off to Tamworth, which is 33 miles, going to take us 53 minutes. So let's get going. Finished. It is warm today. Just finished that there Tesla. End of warranty, actually really good. That's the standard range, and I think possibly the best out of all of them. We have done 628 miles. We've probably got about 30 to go, and then I'm going to drop the Maxus off and get back into my MG5. Okay, final mileage folks, 641.8, average 34.1 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, so 341 watt hours per mile, which isn't bad. That's just a whisker under 3 miles per kilowatt hour for a big old bus, so I'm quite pleased with that. Overall, it's been a good week. I've really enjoyed it, and like I say, I think based on the experience, the range, even working out of it, and the space that this gives us over the MG5s, we're probably going to buy one of these. So it's done a good job. Certainly convinced us anyway. If you've got this far in the video, we really appreciate it. As a result of using the Maxus for a week, we've bought this one. We got it in the blue, which is more our sort of colours for the company. Hopefully this should be out on the road in about 2 weeks when it's been sign written and racked out. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon in another episode. So bye for now.